Kavalk Boats has been designing and handcrafting retro-style mahogany deck runabouts for over 40 years. While we continue to custom build new boats to order, we are now also remanufacturing our older boats. Since the entire boat is renewed, and updated systems installed, it is more of reinvention than restoration of existing Kavalks which come to our shop. There have been close to 100 Kavalk 19-foot boats built, and their original style and quality of build are the reasons they are being acquired by discerning boat enthusiasts. They look forward to bringing their boats to prime condition, while improving aspects of usability, performance, and efficiency. In classic car circles, they call this restomoting or reimagining cars, like Singer Company does with Porsches in California. The integrity of design and construction allows for a sound base in recreating a contemporary classic and is the ultimate form of recycling. This particular example of one of our Kavalks being rejuvenated is hull number 34 Kavalk Classic 19, a contemporary Kavalk interpretation of a single cockpit, gentleman racer runabout. The first owner was a respected classic boat collector and a gentleman. Even as a sitting Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, Canada, he graciously endorsed our product in publications. Thus, our boats became a staple of well-to-do cottage owners in the Muskoka region of Ontario as well as launching the line internationally. The boat was named Black J, following his collection of boats named Black Something. Upon his passing, his boat collection was auctioned off, and another Muskoka area resident purchased Black J. The second owner, another absolute gentleman, eventually aged out. The family then entrusted us to find a new owner. Enter owner number 3, a connoisseur who has now enjoyed her for several years. We keep extensive files on our individual boats, and do suggest timing for rejuvenation of their mahogany decks as well as general maintenance needs and procedures. Upon receiving our reminder regarding deck coating, the owner contacted us with a request. He decided to return the boat to his built new condition with complete system upgrades, including a new powertrain. The decision was simple for him, and the goal is for Black J to remain in his family for his descendants to follow. Black J's actual restoration begins with the boat being thoroughly cleaned, drained of all fluids, and brought into our shop. We examine the boat throughout and note any changes or additions over the past 33 years, as well as evaluating the historical maintenance and resulting condition of the boat's finishes and components. The deck is evaluated for any weathering issues and damage, and the hull is examined for structural integrity and any evidence of past repairs. Moisture meter readings are taken after disassembly. We built and continue to build our decks with a vacuum-assisted procedure using epoxy and single log-sourced mahogany decking. The original deck wood is 1/4 inch thick, ensuring that it is considered solid wood, rather than veneer or a plywood application. Decks are then coated with 6 coats of West System Epoxy 105-207, followed by 16 sprayed coats of linear polyurethane clear coat to provide long-lasting UV protection and shine. Despite this effort, the decks will eventually turn blonde due to the sun's relentless UV exposure. In the case of Black J, even though it benefited from one service recoating in its lifetime, the deck would started bleaching or turning blonde. The finish, however, never cracked or crazed and retained the original surface shine. We do not stain our decks, so the original clear beauty of the African mahogany color and grain is always visible. All the hull and deck hardware is removed, labeled, and fasteners are kept even though they will be replaced with new ones. Still usable pieces like steering or trim tabs are kept as donor pieces and refurbished, but even they are replaced with new hardware. Any chromed hardware needing refinishing is sent out immediately. Now that Black J has been stripped and cleaned, the hull interior is blasted, usually with walnut shells, and machine sanded by hand. The painted surfaces are then refinished in white epoxy paint to 6 coats in total. Had any moisture been found in the boat structure, it would have been remedied at this point. Black J had perfect moisture readings, so on to the next task. In Black J's case, we strip the deck finish down to bare wood. We do this process using machine sanding tools, 8-inch orbital sanders, and half-sheet square sanders with 80 and 120 grit respectively. At the same time, the mahogany trim pieces, dash trim, splash rails, side panels and seat boxes are all prepared for refinishing in the same manner. The final sanding and leveling is done by hand, following the wood grain, and using solid sanding blocks. This ensures perfectly flat and straight surfaces. Random orbital sanders are not used, nor are they a part of our tool inventory, as they leave a surface flutter effect not evident until the last finish coats on the mahogany deck. Also, they can leave small circular marks on the wood surface that can be seen through the finish. This sticks out like a sore thumb to the trained eye. Unfortunately, there are new build premium boats out there with those marks in the wood. Once again, the moisture meter readings are done on the bare deck wood and are satisfactory. We begin to lay down the new finish. 6 coats of West 105-207 epoxy are applied in 2 separate sessions. Coat thickness, finish, shop conditions are carefully controlled for best result. Clarity is important as we do not use stain on our African mahogany decks. The beauty of the natural wood is enhanced by the fact that there are no wood plugs in our laminated decks to spoil the look. After at least 1 week of cure, the epoxy surface is hand sanded to 220 grit, and the final finish all grip coats are applied by spray. Multiple coats in 5 separate sessions are applied. Hand block sanding with 320 paper is done between sessions. The final 3 coats are left to cure at elevated temperatures for 1 week. At this point, we leave the deck and wood components to cure while we turn our attention to the hull itself. The boat is turned over, and all the hull surfaces are carefully examined. We are looking for repair spots mainly, as our hand-built fiberglass hulls do not suffer from hairline structural cracks in either the gel coat or structural laminate. We were early adopters of stitched biaxial cloth and vinyl ester resins in the early 80s, and our hulls are overbuilt, so they stand the test of time and usage. Since our hulls always featured dark topsides, it is a point of pride to us that they do not tend to develop surface flutter or waves, even after over 30 years of weather exposure. The topsides were usually painted, so we simply fill any small gouges, sand and prime with All Grip Epoxy 545. The bottom is sanded and refinished with either gel coat or epoxy paint, and topsides are painted with All Grip. The paint is metal block cut up to 2000 grit and polished to mirror finish. The hull is then turned right side up, and we repeat the cut polish process on the deck and all wood components. The deck is polished beyond the usual 18-inch clear depth standard, up to 28 inches. What this means is that you can read clearly the measuring tape numbers and the reflection of the deck surface itself. Practically speaking, you can see your facial features as if in a mirror. The boat is reassembled from inside out. The fuel tank is equipped with new fittings, level sender, and hoses. The cockpit floor is finished in Lawnseal marine flooring as per the owner's wishes. New cockpit coaming upholstery is installed and the mahogany dashboard and trim are fitted. What follows are engine and boat harnesses and hoses. The new engine, Mercruiser 6.2, 300 horsepower unit in this case, is installed after the bilge pumps and the transom shield are put in place. In the meantime, the metal deck hardware has been polished and is very carefully reinstalled with new fasteners and gaskets. There are updates such as different hinges and locks, but we are allowed to do so as we are the original designer and manufacturer. We also update trim fittings and side mahogany trim panels, in the fashion of design hindsight. This is a hallmark of our remanufacturing process. The hull liner upholstery and cockpit side panels are followed by the main seat and jump seat, mother-in-law seat, assemblies. Dash switches, steering wheel are installed at the same time as the batteries and hatch lifter. The hull mahogany splash rails and the name letters now go on the hull, prior to the deck hatches being fitted with our own updated hardware. The windshield is now returned to the boat. In the case of Black J, we did not replace the windshield with our Kavalk windshield, but kept the dealer-supplied old-fashioned one to maintain the boat's original look as delivered. The boat is then lifted onto her trailer, the stern drive unit is installed, and she is water test ready. For more information about Kavalk boats, please visit our website kavalkboats.com or call us at 613-363-7288. A big thank you to Captain Hank, our drone pilot and videographer, who put this video together for us. You can visit his Facebook and YouTube channel for more great aerial videos. If you want to see the Black J in action on the open water, please click on the link above. Thank you for watching.